everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and I want to talk about 5 things I think we need for iPhone 7. The iPhone 6 and 6S brought this rounded design, and one of the things I think would really benefit in iPhone 7 would be more squared off edges. Now I know you can do this with a case, but I actually like to use my phone without a case and like to have it less slippery. I'd like to have a little more squared off edges, and I mean that in the sense of the SE or the 5 or even the 4. They had this nice squared edge and it was nice to hold on to. You didn't have to worry about dropping it because you had more of a firm grip on the phone. I find this to be the case with many Android phones that square off the edges. It's just really nice and easy to actually hold the phone and makes it much better. I know a lot of people like to use their phones without cases, and it makes it really hard to do that when you don't have squared edges. This is a really slippery phone. In fact, I handed it to my father the other day to take a picture. He normally uses one with a case on it, and he said he didn't even like to hold it because of how slippery it was. So it's definitely a really great feeling design, but not so good as far as everyday use. The next thing I'd like to see is expandable storage. Now this is something Apple has never done, and I would love to see them do that because with phones such as the Galaxy S7 that I have here, you can actually expand the storage. And the way that Samsung does it, for those that aren't aware, is they hide it behind the SIM card tray. So if you pop out the SIM card tray here, you've got room for a 64 gig or whatever size micro SD card, and I would love to see Apple do something really similarly. They can't really complain that it's a reason not to have it is because of keeping the phone too thin or whatever. That's a poor reason, and they really could do it, and it would be great to stop charging that $100 for every single increment of storage and to give you basically unlimited storage with that sort of card, especially with 4K video recording. The next thing I'd like to see them do is bring USB-C, and USB-C was introduced on the MacBook. It's available on some Chromebooks, and it's really a great alternative to Lightning. So you have USB-sized ports here, but no USB-C. So here's a USB-C cable, and it will easily fit in this space. They just need to basically make it the right adapter. And what we gain with this is file speed transfer really going up. You've got better charging capabilities. It will charge MacBooks and everything down to phones. A lot of Android phones have this as well. And it also allows for standardization across all of the MacBook line and the Android line, or anything else that wants to use it. So it's really a great way to go, and I would love to see them bring this as the next big upgrade to the iPhone, or along with the other upgrades. One thing that's really been annoying me for a long time, and many other people, especially for those that don't have the larger 6S Plus models, is the size of the battery. Now I get great battery out of this, but I don't care about the thinness being a factor in that, meaning give me a gigantic battery and make this a millimeter thicker. They really could do that. They could do that with the 6S. They could do that with pretty much any phone they've got out there. Just bring it a little bit bigger, give us a little better battery, and people will be really happy instead of buying that really ugly expandable battery case that they came out with that I reviewed in another video. That's just, it works great, but it's just really unnecessary, I think. I think you could include it in the back of the phone, and I think many other people would agree. There's a point where you can get too thin, and it's at that point, I think. Finally, the last thing I'd like to see is an OLED ambient display. Now, Apple has right now LCD technology, IPS LCD, which looks great. It's really color accurate, but OLEDs are at the point, like we have here, that they're just as good, if not much better than what we get with the iPhone these days. This display is an always-on display, and the reason it can do that is it's black and white right now, and all of these pixels are turned off. On an LCD display, you have to keep all pixels lit. On an OLED, you can light just those pixels, and they're self-lighting, and that really allows you to get really good battery, but not using a whole lot of power. Apple does this in the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch has an OLED display, and it really works well. So they definitely could do it in the phone, and there's rumors that we'll see that, and hopefully we do. And then lastly, I'd love to see, this is one thing that I thought I'd mention, but I don't know that we'll see, is We have 4K video right now, and this is a pretty good camera, but I'd love to see 4K 60p. YouTube actually supports it. A lot of you like to see 4K, which this video is recorded in, and a lot of you like to see 1080p 60. I'd love to be able to give the option of both. So record in 4K 60, and you'll have the option to do 1080p 60 or whatever you'd like, and you get the best of both worlds. So those are my 5 or 6 top things I'd like to see in the iPhone 7. I'd like to know what you think about that in the comments below. If you have other ideas, you agree with me, let me know there. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.